What's up guys, my name is Asian Psycho, and I will be bringing you guys the 8th episode to my Exploring the Arsenal series with me, Asian Psycho, aka Toe Sniper 98. And this will be the first shotgun review that I'm going to be bringing to my Exploring the Arsenal series, starting with the Remington 870 that you can unlock right as you start Combat Arms. So once you get your account on CA, you can immediately get the R700, or wait, that's a sniper rifle. Whoops, I always confuse the two. The Remington 870 is what I meant to say. And yeah, let's get right into the Remington 870. Sorry about that. I have sort of a clogged throat right now because it's winter, and I tend to get a little bit sick during the winter holidays, but it's nothing too major. And yeah, well, like I said, let's get right into the Remington 870. Now, because this is a shotgun, I would like to point out the fact that there will be some statistics that I will be just ignoring altogether, because such as accuracy at long range. You probably won't be needing accuracy too much because shotgun pellets do kind of disappear over range, just like in Call of Duty, but it's kind of different. It's kind of weird how shotguns behave in combat arms, but we'll get into that in a second. And as for the video itself, this is a pretty long episode because this is the first shotgun episode, so I'm gonna have to be explaining certain things that I won't have to do in subsequent shotgun episodes. So yeah, this is just the icebreaker episode, so to speak. So, and also about another thing about this video is that it is split into two different gameplay segments, and what was I meant to say? Right, I had been getting some comments that said that my videos were too dark, and I would have to agree with that. I was watching some of my earlier videos, or some of my recent videos, and they did indeed look a little bit dark. So I fiddled around with Windows Live Movie Maker for a little bit, and I found the brightness tab, or the brightness setting, on some weird corner of this stupid program. So I upped the brightness a little bit. If this still doesn't work out too well, then let me know so I can increase the brightness a little bit more. And yeah, it just, I'm not too sure how bright it'll be on YouTube, because I mean, on the preview screen it looks fine without bothering the brightness at all. But then if I put up the brightness tab too much, it's just too bright. So I'm just gonna see what settings are good for the brightness, and yeah, let me know afterwards. So I'm finally, after talking about all the pre-setup stuff, now let's get right into the shotgun itself. So once again, this is the Remington 870, or the R870, and it costs 600 GP a day. And once again, there is no rank requirement. You can just buy it right as you get a new account on Combat Arms. So it does, or Nexon says it has a 75 damage rating, so I don't believe you can get a one-shot kill with the Remington 870 on a guy who's full health. Maybe it's a one-shot to the back, assuming all the pellets hit. And let me get into pellets in a bit, but as of right now, it is a very high damage weapon, but then it's a shotgun, obviously, and is not as powerful as, say, like the M590 shotgun. And I don't think, once again, I don't think it's a one-shot kill to the front, even if all pellets hit, assuming your enemy is at full health. Now, getting to the pellet thing, one game mechanic about shotguns in this game is that I believe all shotguns in Combat Arms fire 7 pellets. I'm not too sure about this. I will let you know as I do more shotgun reviews, but the Remington 870 itself does release 7 pellets per shell. So that's pretty much firing 7 individual bullets in that spread of yours for the R870. So once again, shotguns can get collateral shots because obviously 7 pellets do individual damage itself. So yeah, it's possible to take down more than one enemy at a given time. It's just pretty rare, just like sniper collaterals are pretty rare too. So yeah, that's for its damage. The portability on our Remington 870 is a 65, so it's a shotgun and it's meant for close quarters combat, so it does feel lightweight, to me that is. It may be just a placebo effect because its portability, statistically speaking, is not the greatest. In fact, it's pretty bad for a shotgun. So don't know. To me, it feels fast. I don't know about you guys, but there are definitely faster shotguns. But for me, it's portable enough, and I don't have a problem running around with it. Rate of fire is at a 17, so it's pretty slow. Understandably so, because it's a pump action shotgun, meaning that just like a bolt action sniper rifle, just how in bolt action sniper rifles you have to cock back the bolt each time you want to chamber a new round. So when you fire, you have to kind of do that bolting animation. Just like that, all pump shotguns, you need to pump the charging handle for the gun. So you do have to wait a little bit, but it is quite quick. So it's not like you have to wait like an L96 bolt action animation. So yeah, that's that. But definitely, it's nowhere anywhere near what is it? Fully automatic shotguns where you can just hold down a trigger and just blow people away. So yeah. And looks like the last statistic that Nexon gives us is the recoil, and Nexon states that the Remington has a 60 recoil. But like I said, because it is a pump action shotgun, just like how in bolt action sniper rifles, you don't really need to worry about the recoil too much, because the time that it takes for you to cock back the bolt and be ready for your next shot kind of negates the recoil anyway. It's the same thing for pump action shotguns, and the Remington 870 is no different. The recoil will be negated by the fact that you do need to pump that next shot into your chamber, so it's gonna be negated anyway. Though for each individual shot recoil, it's not that large. You'll feel like a little jerk upwards with your shotgun, but it's nothing too major, and you can handle it definitely. So understandably so, it has no accuracy rating. Though there is sort of an accuracy rating to the Remington 870, and that's how much the pellets for the R870 kind of clusters towards your target. And I would have to say it's the cluster spread for the shotgun shells, or the pellets per shell, is actually quite tight. That's why I really recommend this for medium range combat, because it's got a very good damage drop off, and also because of the fact that the pellets tend to group together. There are other shotguns that for some reason the pellets when you fire kind of spread apart throughout, like they're evenly distributed throughout the shotgun spread. But for the R870, it feels like for the most part, they center throughout the middle portion of the spread. So that's good. Now moving on, so that's basically its accuracy, quote unquote. And moving on to its recoil spread. Well, recoil spread, it only increases when you fire a shot. For most shotguns, there are only a few shotguns that have an exception to this rule, but in combat arms, shotguns typically do not, their spreads do not increase whatsoever. They only increase when you fire a shot, and you can hopefully see that in the gameplay. You'll notice that whenever I jump around, or whenever I move around for that matter, the spread does not increase at all. So with shotguns, combat arms specifically designed them to be run and gun weapons, which they should be, because shotguns are really only effective at close quarters, obviously. So yeah, that's why the spread does not change at all for the Remington. For most shotguns, for that matter, there are only a few shotguns that have an exception to this rule, but we'll get to those once I actually do make the reviews on those shotguns. Moving on to Recoil Kickback, I already explained that for the recoil statistics, so we'll skip that. And Recoil Controlability, well, it's a pump action shotgun, so Recoil Controlability is not an issue at all. It shouldn't be anyway. So Tapfire ability, well, go ahead and ignore that, because I mean you can't really put a scope on this thing, and you can only fire one shell at a time anyway. So I mean, what's the point? For the sprint drawback, I know this is a recent statistic that I've added to my Exploring the Arsenal series, and basically for those of you guys who did not watch the mini-me episode, I don't remember if I introduced it into the mini-me episode, but what I mean by sprint drawback is the time that it takes for your gun or your character to pull up the gun to be in a position to be able to fire again after sprinting. So it's like the recovery time from sprinting, and the animation that it takes for you to draw your gun back up and then be able to fire again. So that's what I mean by sprint drawback speed. So on the Remington 870, because it is a shotgun, the sprint drawback speed is quite fast. Though there are obviously other weapons that even non-shotguns that do have a faster sprint animation or sprint drawback animation than the Remington. But for what it is quite fast, and seeing that as a shotgun, it's quite appropriate. Moving on to its center speed. Well, it doesn't really have a center speed because it does, but then because it is a pump action shotgun, and the time that it takes for you to pump your next shot into your mag or into the chamber largely negates the fact that your shotgun even has any spread at all. So if you recall my words on the fact that the shotgun spread only increases if you actually fire a shot. Moving on to its reload speed, this is one of the disadvantages, the main disadvantages of the Remington 870. I remember back in the day when I first used the Remington 870, I used to hate it because the reload speed was just so terrible. I mean, it was decent because the damage was pretty good, and its damage drop off at range was pretty good too. But I still hold that opinion to this day. But the reload speed was terrible. It reloads so slow. Like, I don't know if you guys remember if the reload speed on the Remington was really terrible. It was fucking terrible. I couldn't stand it, but it looks like either I'm a little bit more patient these days, or Nexon did something to the reload speed of the Remington 870 to reload slightly faster, but it still does reload kind of slow compared to other shotguns. So I mean, that's one of its main disadvantages. So make sure to look out for that. Fire modes, because it is a pump action shotgun, you can only fire it in single fire, so make sure to look out for that. Luck. It is a shotgun, so I mean, you have 7 pellets per shell, so if you do aim somewhere for the general head area for most shotguns, you should be able to get a headshot. I mean, it's understandable. You got 7 pellets per shell. I mean, one of them, if you aim for the head, is bound to hit the head sometime or another. And seeing that combat arms, if you get shot in the head by anything, you instantly die. So, I mean, why not? So, luck for shotguns, I normally won't discuss unless it's like absolutely balls out ridiculous how many headshots you can get with the shotgun. For its ammo capacity, it has 7 shells in the magazine and 21 in reserve. So you got an ample supply of shotgun shells, so don't worry about that. If you attach extended mag, or I once attached a fast loader mag onto the Remington, and it gives you 6 shells over 22, I believe. So I was kind of surprised by that, and then I did try the extended mag, or the fast loader mag, but the reload speed wasn't that much different. I mean, it was faster, it was noticeably faster, but it wasn't worth spending 300 GP on it. So I mean, unless you want to, then that's another case entirely. Moving on to its key physical characteristics, I mean, it is a long shotgun, it's got a long barrel, and it just looks like a shotgun. So I mean, there's nothing really too outstanding about its key physical characteristics. So muzzle noise, it's a very low frequency sounding gun, and it sounds pretty deep. It's very bassy. For its attachment options, once again, almost all shotguns cannot attach a suppressor or a scope, so there's only one exception to this, and that's the Annex Rare variant of the Remington itself, and that's the Remington 870 MCS mod, which does have a reflex scope on it. So I mean, I've tried it before because I have gotten it, and the scope isn't really too useful. I mean, it is useful, but I will have to try to get it again from someone because I don't have it. By the way, if anyone does have the Remington 870 MCS mod, the Annex Rare shotgun, then please let me know, because I would like to contact you in order to get some gameplay with the MCS mod for this Exploring the Arsenal episode. So yeah, that's that. And attachment options, you can only, for most part, once again, you can only attach magazine modifications, or I don't know, the shotguns don't really have a magazine unless it's like the unless it really does have a magazine like the Saiga 20K or something. So yeah, only magazine modifications. So I don't really recommend using shotguns for Fireteam or quarantine, though I have seen people use it to great effect. Use shotguns to great effect for quarantine. Those lightweight shotguns and the pellets really do help push back zombies a lot, because in each individual pellet in combat arms will push back a zombie in quarantine just that little bit. So I mean, 7, that kind of drawback speed times 7 is going to push zombies back pretty far, but I mean, I don't know. It's up to you. I've never really tried using shotguns for quarantine, but if you like to roll with it, then that's up to you. Now for my frank personal opinions, the Remington 870 is a very decent shotgun, but it's only very good in shotgun only matches, because everyone else has got a shotgun, and I apologize for his gameplay. The emod started kicking everyone except for me, and then yeah, he kicked me in about 3 minutes, so whatever. And the Remington 870 is only really good, once again, I'm getting repetitive, but only good at shotgun only for whatever reason. It's in my experience anyway. In all arms matches, it's not that great, because everyone else has much better weapons than the Remington 870, so they can outclass you easily. You might have to either go for headshots or maneuver around the map to your advantage, so that you can always flank your enemy and put one-shot kills to their back or something. So I don't know. The Remington 870 is still a very good shotgun. It's just outclassed by so many other shotguns that most people don't give this a try. Though Nexon did kind of boost its popularity a little bit by releasing it for permanent purchase over Black Friday sales for 100k GP, which I bought, and I'm liking it. I do really like the Remington 870, though I have so many other shotguns that I don't know. I don't really use it to where I would like to use it. So that's that. And now for my final rating. The final rating for the Remington 870 will be or for most shotguns for that matter, will be kind of different. What I mean by that is that because shotguns don't have any long range capabilities whatsoever, I'm only going to be doing short range and middle range, so CQC and MRC. So for close quarters combat, I'm gonna have to put this at a it's kind of hard to say, but I'm gonna have to say an 80, because I don't know, it is a shotgun, so it is very good at close quarters combat like it's meant to be, but then other shotguns and other submachine guns far outclass this easily. So now this is where the Remington 870 really shines. Its middle range combat stays relatively same at about 75. So because it's, like I said, its middle range combat is where it really shines. Its damage drop off and range really help make the Remington 870 a really good effective weapon for middle range combat, assuming you can keep your aim on your target. So that gives us a final rating of 77.5%. So like the final rating says, it is a very good shotgun, but for your all-purpose weapon, I don't really think it's going to do you much justice. In any case, though, it is a very good shotgun. I suggest you guys try it out. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been the 8th episode on the Exploring the Arsenal series with me, Asian Psycho, aka Toe Sniper 98. And in the next part, we'll be diving right into the R870 SE, the GP rare variant of the Remington 870. So look forward to that, guys, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.